The Zodiac Killer is one of America's most chilling and enigmatic criminals, operating in Northern California during the late 1960s and early 1970s. His crimes were marked by a sinister pattern. He targeted young couples, often in secluded areas, and his methods varied from shooting to stabbing. The first confirmed attack occurred on December 20, 1968, on a quiet road near Vallejo. Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday, high school students on their first date, were ambushed and shot to death in their car. The brutality of the attack shocked the community, but it was only the beginning of a reign of terror. Months later, on July 4, 1969, the killer struck again, this time at Blue Rock Springs Park, also near Vallejo. Darlene Ferrin and Michael Maju were sitting in a car when a man approached them and opened fire. Ferrin died, but Maju survived, offering the first description of the attacker, a stocky white male with short brown hair. Despite this clue, police were no closer to identifying the perpetrator. The case took a more sinister turn when, weeks later, newspapers received letters from someone claiming responsibility for the murders. These letters were filled with taunts, threats, and cryptic ciphers. One of the ciphers, cracked by a schoolteacher and his wife, revealed a chilling message: the killer enjoyed killing because it was so much fun. The Zodiac struck again on September 27, 1969, at Lake Berryessa in Napa County. This time, he approached a young couple, Cecilia Shepard and Brian Hartnell, while wearing a hooded costume emblazoned with a cross-circle symbol. He tied them up and stabbed them repeatedly. Shepard later died from her injuries, but Hartnell survived, providing another description of the killer. Just 2 weeks later, the Zodiac killed again, this time in San Francisco. On October 11, 1969, he shot and killed Paul Stein, a taxi driver, in his cab. Unlike his previous attacks, this murder occurred in a populated area, and witnesses saw a man leaving the scene. Despite their accounts and the discovery of a partial fingerprint in the cab, the Zodiac remained unidentified. The killer's letters continued, each more brazen than the last. He mocked the police, threatened mass violence, and sent more cryptic ciphers. One of these ciphers, known as the 340-character cipher, remained unsolved for over 50 years until it was finally decoded in 2020. It revealed a chilling taunt but provided no new clues about his identity. Over time, the Zodiac claimed responsibility for 37 murders, though only 5 were confirmed. His letters often included details only the killer would know, solidifying his connection to the crimes. Despite extensive investigations, the Zodiac was never caught. The case produced several suspects, the most prominent being Arthur Lee Allen, a man with a history of violence and circumstantial links to the murders. However, handwriting and DNA analysis eventually ruled him out. Other suspects, including Richard Gaykowski and Laurence Kane, were investigated, but no definitive evidence tied them to the crimes. In 2021, a group of independent investigators named Gary Post as a possible suspect, though this theory remains controversial. The Zodiac Killer left a legacy of fear and fascination. His ability to elude capture, coupled with his cryptic communications, has made him a figure of enduring mystery in the annals of crime. To this day, his identity remains unknown, and the case continues to intrigue and terrify those who study it.